Hi everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Looking at an XL800 Homelite that I picked up this spring and haven't had time to mess with, and drug it down off the shelf today and started looking it over. This one is pretty complete. Good logos. Really oxidized paint. Homelite's paint, especially the red in the mid to late 60s and through the early 70s, was really notorious for fading, and it gets that really pink hue, you know, like this right through here. This is really rough. I mean, if you've ever felt paint that's oxidized on an old car, an old red Datsun or something like that, that's what this feels like. But I think most of it can be brought back to life. One holdout, I would say, is this air filter cover. There's enough paint missing, I'm probably going to have to either repaint it or go out to the web. But, like I say, I did work on it a little bit. Let me turn this around, getting some good light. I think it's obvious the areas that I've already worked on. I've got the front of the tank cleaned up, and I mean, this is smooth. This is as smooth as a clear coat out through here, and then I haven't done that. So I think you can see the transition back to that pinkish orange. And I've done this strip across the top of the tank, part of the handlebar, but not over here. So it can be restored. A lot of guys have a lot of different ways of doing this. I've used a Dremel. I will use a Dremel with a polishing wheel to get in between the fins here. Some of this needs to be disassembled, like the starter cover needs to come off, the handlebar needs to come off, and when I'm doing the rest of the clutch cover, I'll take that off too, just so I've got good access. If you're using a Dremel with a polishing wheel and the cutting wax, just be careful not to get going so fast that you burn the paint, which you can do, or just go right through it. Now what I'm using, my local CarQuest carries this as a Meguiar's product. The medium cut cleaner, if you're using that on just a smooth rag and doing it by hand, you're not going to really do damage to this, and you're going to feel it as the oxidation is cut away, because it'll feel rough, almost like you're hitting it with some, 400 grit sandpaper, and then all of a sudden it's going to feel pretty smooth. And that's when you know you've cut through all the oxidation. And then you want to go back with a good polishing compound or a cleaner wax. I mean, the 100% right way would be go to a fine cut cleaner and then do a final wax. But since I'm doing this by hand, it's not leaving scratches and imperfections in there, so the cleaner wax is working really well. So anyway, obviously I'll post a video of this when it's all done, but if you've got an old saw that's faded out but most of the paint is there, it can be restored with a little bit of work.